All right, again, I want to welcome everybody to tonight's How to Become a Certified Social Media Manager. I am super excited about what we're going to talk about tonight, and we've got a lot of content to cover, a lot of great content to cover. So I want to go ahead and just dive right in and get into it. And what I'd like to do here right off the bat is just a couple of really brief introductions of myself and of Angela, just to give you an idea of who we are and a little bit about our background. I've spent the last 30 plus years in sales and marketing. That's my area of expertise. That's what I've done for a living for the last probably closer to even 35 years now, which makes me a really old guy. My clients have included divisions of IBM, divisions of Microsoft, and DirecTV, just to name a few. I've been online marketing specifically. That's my real area of expertise for the past 15 years. And I have been Facebook marketing for the past 5 years. And, you know, to me, online years is kind of like dog years. So it seems like it's really been more like 100 years since I've been doing all of this. A little bit about Angela. Angela has 7 years of internet marketing expertise, and she really does focus on social media, and she's a PR expert as well. But Angela really is my go-to person when it comes to a lot of the other social media platforms above and beyond Facebook. She's got 7 years of social media marketing experience. And out in the corporate world, she had 8 years of IT experience working in setting up different IT type of projects and whatnot for a couple of different very large recognizable companies. So enough about Angela and myself. Let's go ahead and just dive in and get right into the content. So why social media? I want to take the next couple of minutes just talking about the different social media platforms and why they're so important today. Facebook, of course, has over 700 million active users. I love this statistic here. Facebook's population is larger than the U.S. I think it's been said that if Facebook were a country, it'd be the third largest country in the world. Half of Facebook's users log on every day. That's an amazing statistic. They log on every day. So, over 350 million people log on to their Facebook account on a daily basis. So there's a lot of activity going on there. The average Facebook user has 130 friends, and I know, based on my experience, on what Angela's got, probably what many of you have, most of us that work in the social media world have a lot more than 130 friends. Most of us have it into the thousands. No question about it, right? Let's take a look at Twitter, the Twitter platform. A little bit about Twitter. Over 55 million tweets per day, which I think is an absolutely amazing number. That much activity going on a daily basis. 105 million registered users on Twitter, by the way. And here's a statistic that I think is very impressive. Twitter adds 300,000 plus new users every single day. So again, Twitter, another major social media platform, and Twitter, has a lot of different applications. But again, for most of our clients, Twitter is a very, very important platform to use. Then we've got LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a little bit different. 100 million members on LinkedIn, over 200 billion people searches in 2010 alone on LinkedIn. 45 million users are in the U.S. The interesting thing about LinkedIn, 74%, actually over 74% of the users are college educated. LinkedIn is obviously a very professional type network, very educated network. 1 million new users every 12 days are added to LinkedIn. And again, LinkedIn is a very important platform for some clients, and for other clients, it's probably not a platform that they need to be on. And then we've got YouTube. YouTube is a phenomenon. 2 billion views per day, 2 billion video views per day. The average user spends 16.4 minutes a day on YouTube. It's the third most visited website, okay? 490 million total YouTube users. And then we've got what I think is the next up and coming social media platform, social media giant, and that's Pinterest. Pinterest had in January 11.7 million unique visitors. Here's the interesting statistic on Pinterest. Over 68% of the users are women. And again, it's a very visual network. 28% of the users have incomes over $100,000 a year. That's another very interesting statistic on Pinterest, and one that I think everybody needs to take note of, especially when they're looking at Pinterest as a potential social media platform for their business and how best to use it. But here's the really amazing statistic. Pinterest right now drives more referral traffic than Google+, LinkedIn, and YouTube combined. It's an amazing platform, upcoming. There's a lot that's been written about Pinterest. I watch it very closely. I've done a couple of videos on Pinterest myself, and I think that certainly for a number of clients, Pinterest is a very important social media platform and absolutely should not be ignored. Matter of fact, I saw a report a couple of days ago that said most companies these days that are looking to hire a social media manager, you better have Pinterest experience. If you don't, they're not even going to talk to you. Let's talk about why businesses specifically need social media managers. Okay, number one, they need a professional presence, better than their competition. A good social media manager absolutely can provide that for a business. Most businesses just don't. And when I say businesses, I'm talking about smaller businesses, small to medium-sized businesses. They absolutely need someone who has extensive knowledge on the platforms best suited for their business. No question about it. And they need someone who's up to speed with the latest tools, platforms, and strategies. Listen, social media is a moving target. It's constantly changing. And for a business or a business owner to be expected to stay on top of all of those changes, it's impossible. They certainly need a well thought out social media strategy if they want to succeed, and that's where a good social media manager comes in as well. They sit down with the business, help build that social media strategy, that moving forward blueprint, if you will, for the business. They absolutely need somebody who can create a consistent message and keep their content fresh. How many of you have gone to a small business's fan page on Facebook and looked at what the latest post was, and it might have been a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, right? It's imperative that the message is not only consistent, but their content is constantly kept fresh and up to date. And then certainly having a social media manager saves the business owner time, which is by far and away their most valuable asset. Now, hopefully you can see this image that's on the screen right now. This was a study that was done, and the second most popular choice when a small business was asked what their most helpful new hire would be, their second most popular choice after bookkeeper was a social media manager. So the awareness for the need for somebody to manage their social media is absolutely paramount. There's no question that small businesses know that number one, that they need a strong social media presence, but number two, that they also need somebody, whether it's inside or outside the organization, that understands the social media world and has the ability to move them forward into it in a way that's going to create maximum awareness for their business and position them in a way that's going to get the most out of what social media can bring to their business as well. Now here's kind of a fun thing that I put together. This is a day in the life of a social media manager. I want to give you an idea of what it's like for a typical social media manager, what that day involves. So, building or customizing client fan pages would certainly be a activity that a social media manager could and often does on a daily basis. Developing new content to post, or sourcing new content to post, okay, certainly is an everyday activity for a social media manager. Posting of that content at least twice a day, again depending on the client, but posting of that content is an activity that a social media manager is going to be doing on a daily basis. Policing the client's walls for spam, keeping up with things that are being posted on the wall that are totally inappropriate for the wall. A lot of that goes on clients' fan pages. It amazes me when I go in and I see that, and I can go back the next day and it'll still be there, which tells me nobody's managing that page properly. Certainly responding to fans' questions, especially now with the new Facebook timeline. Now a person that's coming on to that page has the opportunity to send a private message to the page owner. And what do you think the chances are that page owner is going to be paying attention to that page on a daily basis or an hourly basis even? They're not. So certainly responding to fans' questions, taking care of customer service issues is a large part of the day in the life. And then deploying fan acquisition tactics. Fan acquisition is a large part of a social media manager's daily activity, daily task. Not only fan acquisition, but also fan engagement. Getting that engagement that's absolutely critical and needed. This is a typical day in the life of a social media manager. Now, this is one that I really like, because what can you expect? What can you expect as a social media manager? What kind of money can you expect to make as a social media manager? Well, first off, in almost every case, you can make between $500 and $2,000 a month per client. We teach, and we also have different tiered engagements that we have for our clients, and it will tier 1 is usually $500. Tier 2 is going to be somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500. And tier 3 is $1,500 to $2,000 or more even per month. That's what you can expect per month per client. Now, what does that mean? 5 clients is going to be anywhere from $2,500 to $10,000 per month. A typical client at the $500 level is going to take about a half hour to an hour a day to manage. So 5 clients would take you anywhere from 2.5 to 5 hours a day to manage. Now, if you were managing and you were doing, let's say, 3 to 4 hours a day and you were making $2,500 a month, that's not bad part-time income, is it? And you can make a lot more than that, and especially if you learn how to outsource. And one of the things we do is teach our folks the fine art of outsourcing. That way you can leverage yourself. You can manage a lot more clients, because a lot of those activities that I showed you on the screen before this, a lot of those activities could absolutely be managed in an outsourcing setting that would cost you very little. Okay, but this is a more than realistic expectation of what you can be realizing as a social media manager. Now, who is Small Biz Social? Let's talk a little bit about who we are as a company. Certainly, we are a social media management agency. That's number one. We have developed a 5-week training course. We have ongoing coaching calls once the training course is done. And by the way, we are now, this Thursday will be the 5th week of our first group of students. Okay, it will be the 5th week of our first group of students. Now, we record all of our training. So everything that we're doing is already recorded. It's already archived. It's already up on our training site, so that those of you, which is you guys, are really the second round of students that we're bringing in for our Small Biz Social program. You have the opportunity to go in, and that content, week 1 through week 4, is already posted. All of the assignments have been posted. All of the supplemental training is up there as well. We have a complete set of resources and a complete set of supplementary training. Our supplementary training alone is a full-blown social media training course. So we're filling in a lot of the gaps for people that aren't totally up to speed on Facebook or totally up to speed on Twitter or LinkedIn or Pinterest, we fill in those gaps as well with our supplementary training. Here's the most exciting aspect of what we're doing with this program, and I don't know of any other social media training program on the planet that creates client opportunities for its graduates. So we are creating client opportunities for our graduates so that once you have completed the training, once you've been certified, we then have client opportunities. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but that's super exciting, folks. Think about it. Let's move on because I'm going to talk a lot more about it here in a minute. Let's talk about our social media management. What does that entail? It entails consulting, basic profile management for a client, content creation and distribution, audience building. That's a very, very important piece, and audience engagement is a large part of it. And finally, customer service. These are the typical services that we are providing our clients, and we are teaching our students to provide their clients and our clients as well. Our goal, I think this is very important for you to know this, our goal is to be the #1 social media management agency for chiropractors and dentists in the U.S. That is our goal, and we are building that now piece by piece. We're focusing on chiropractors. We're soon going to be focusing on the dental community, but we have made major inroads in the chiropractic community and are adding chiropractic clients and talking to chiropractic clients at least 1 or 2 a day at this point. So let's talk a little bit about our 5-week training course. Week 1 is an introduction to social media management. Week 2 is what is a social media manager. We talk about the roles and responsibilities. That's part 1 is week 2. Week 3 is part 2 of that module. Week 4, how to package your services and run your business. Very important stuff to know here. And then finally, week 5 is how to find clients. In the 6th week is when we have what we call final exams. And we'll talk more about that in a minute as well. But this is our 5-week training course. And in between all of this is that supplemental training that I talked about. And we even have, yes, we have homework assignments. So week 1, our introduction of social media. What we really do here is we review all of the different social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest. We go into detail in those platforms. We talk about why they're important for clients, and how they vary amongst different clients. I'm often asked by clients, by the way, if you had to pick one single platform to focus on in social media, what would it be? There's no question. For almost every client, the most important social media platform by far is Facebook. But having said that, there are some clients, unique clients, where LinkedIn might be the most important platform, or even for some clients, Pinterest might be one of the most important platforms. But the reality is they all coexist together. And these are the 5 that we really focus on. These are the 5 that we really teach on and we talk about, and these are the ones that we deal with more often than not with the majority of our clients. So when we take a look at week 2 and 3, social media management, we talk about performing an audit for the client, cleaning up the mess. In other words, going in, and sometimes the mess is quite a mess, and seeing what they have, old stuff that they've got posted, stuff that needs to be cleaned up. There's a lot of it that needs to be done in many cases. We develop the strategy with the client. We sit down and develop a strategy. Certainly content development is a large part of that. Consistent posting, or what I like to call image management for the client. Audience development and engagement, very, very important aspect of social media management. Week 4, we talk about running your business, how to set that up. And this is really the nuts and bolts session. This is the roll your sleeves up. Let's talk about putting your business together. What does it look like for you? What do you need to do to be a social media manager? We talk about contracts. I like to call them agreements. Contracts is a scary word, and when you say the word contracts to a prospective client, a lot of times that scares them away, because contracts for them is something that they deal with their lawyer, or if they're buying a house or something like that. I like to call them agreements when I'm dealing with a client. The initial consultation, what is that all about? What's entailed with that initial consultation? Talk about setting expectations. Very important that in that initial meeting with a client that you set proper expectations, and we talk about what those expectations are. Talk about, very important, talking about client engagement, billing, how to bill, what does that look like, how should you set that up, etc. And then tracking and reporting, critical, important piece. Obviously, you have to be able to report back to your client. You have to give them something that shows them what your efforts have amounted to over the time that you've been working for them. And then finally, outsourcing. Very important piece to understanding how to leverage and build your business. Otherwise, you're consistently a one-person shop, and you'll never grow to more than maybe 5 or 10 clients at a time. And you know what? For some of you, that may be just okay, but this outsourcing piece gives you the option to really leverage yourself so that you could easily manage 20 or 30 clients at a time. And remember, if you're dealing with a client that's, on average probably about $1,000, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 on the low end, having the ability to have 20 clients and be able to get $10,000 to $20,000 a month, that's an important thing. Finally, week 5, finding the client. That's kind of important, isn't it? How do you find it? We talk about different types of clients, really focusing on niches. I like to focus on a niche. And when I say a niche, for instance, our niche is chiropractors and dentists. It could be any number of things. A niche could be restaurants. A niche could be car dealerships. It could be any number of things. But it's very important that you focus on a niche. And you look at and find low-hanging fruit in that niche, and we talk about and teach how to do that. Talk about marketing yourself. It's very important that you create this presence for yourself as a social media manager that really portrays professionalism. And again, the great thing about being online is you can create a look and the feel that has that very element to it. Approaching potential clients. There is an art to approaching potential clients. We talk about that. I've got a very unique way that I do it and a very successful way that I do it, and I'll explain I explain in the course exactly how to do that. How to follow up, very critical. You could approach clients all day long and have an initial conversation. If you don't follow up with them, you're never going to get to the most critical part, which is the close. And we share a lot of closing secrets. How do you get that client to take the first step and create that initial engagement? There's a lot of ways to be able to do that. And in week 5 of our training, we zero in on some of those closing secrets to really show you how you can nail a client down and create a very high percentage of closing rate. Here's the bottom line, folks. Small businesses absolutely need this service. And there's so few people that do it right now or do it the right way. This is a wide open field. This truly is the Wild West right now for social media managers. And it will continue to be that way for the foreseeable future. This is a tremendous opportunity. And the training that we provide, if all we did was just the training, it would be more than worth it. More than worth it. But we take it obviously to another level. Then, of course, we have your certification. We're going to certify you as a social media manager, and there's a process to do that. I'll talk about that in a minute. The process, you do a final project dissertation. For those of you that have gone to college and you've gone to especially graduate school, you understand what a final project dissertation is all about, right? It's absolutely required for us to certify you. And remember, you can go through our training. You don't have to take our clients. You don't even have to go through our final certification. Because the reality is, after all of our training, if you have really absorbed it and you've really applied yourself, you're going to be ready to go out and start getting clients. But if you want to work with our clients, you absolutely have to go through this certification process. At that point, you're going to earn your social media management certification as a result of completing not only the final project dissertation, but all of the quizzes and exams that we have during the course of the class and after the class as well. We then have weekly coaching calls. Our coaching calls are going to start over the next couple of weeks. We have weekly coaching calls where we stay in constant contact with our students. We provide basically consulting types of opportunities at that point with all of our students on these weekly coaching calls. We've got a complete resource library. We've got client management tools in there. We've got project management resources, analysis and tracking tools, custom fan page tab building tools, some really terrific ones there. We also provide you with client forms, agreements, audit sheets, billing worksheets. So we have a very robust resource library at your disposal as well by being part of Small Biz Social program. Let's talk about the client opportunities, okay? The client opportunities are, to me, the most unique thing that we're doing here with our Small Biz Social training course. Client opportunities, what does that mean for you? Well, it can mean the difference between starting slowly and getting a jump start. Well, I like to think of this as a jump start for everybody, our client opportunities. Let's take a look at our target markets right now. There are almost 43,000 chiropractors in the U.S. on Facebook. And we focused a lot of our marketing efforts on chiropractors on Facebook. We have an identity on Facebook called the Social Chiropractor. We've brought a lot of chiropractors into here. We offer a lot of kind of free training and whatnot for chiropractors. Matter of fact, we have a webinar coming up this Thursday specifically for chiropractors on social media marketing. And so we have a lot of unique ways that we're bringing chiropractors in. And like I said, we're bringing chiropractors in. I'm talking to at least 1 or 2 chiropractors a day at this point, sometimes more. Here, give you an idea, some of our chiropractic clients, Savage Chiropractic, this is the welcome page that we built for them off of their fan page. Vet Chiropractic, again, we designed and built their fan page for them. Sports and Family Chiropractic, Dr. Gary Wright, did the fan page, created the custom tabs, etc. So that's definitely something that we're doing as well. So we've got a lot of chiropractors that we're currently working with, and again, it's growing at a terrific rate. And frankly, it's one of the reasons that we made the decision to have this second webinar and open up the class again, because basically we had our original intent was to have the original group of people that we've put through training, and like I said, we're at about the 5th week. Actually, we're at the 5th week of our training with our first group. But the reality is, it looks like we're going to have more clients than we're going to have people to manage them, and it's a good problem to have, right? But at the same time, we can't get caught flat-footed and not be able to manage those, and so we're in great need of certified social media managers to be able to work with us on that. Dental target market, even bigger than chiropractors. I like the dental community because it's similar to chiropractic and how they deal with the public and how they do their marketing. There's over 133,000 dentists on Facebook. We're going to take that same approach. You saw that we have the social chiropractor. I've also created the social dentist. So that's going to be how we're approaching the dentist in the market. Let's talk about client opportunities. We have created something that we call the bench. The bench is, well, it was originally for the first 50 people who signed up. I've now expanded that to the first 60 people who sign up. We already have a first wave of people who've come through. We certainly have more room now on the bench. I've created more room on the bench. But basically, being on the bench means you're qualified. Once you have gone through the course and have gotten certified, you're then qualified to be part of the bench and then qualified to start receiving client opportunities. So once you're certified, you can participate in these client placement opportunities that we're going to have for everybody. And we're looking at up to 10 client opportunities for each qualified student, up to 10 client opportunities. Certainly you're not going to have 10 to start with. Number one, you couldn't handle 10 to start with, but up to 10 client opportunities for our students. So again, tremendous opportunity that we're creating here with the bench. Tremendous opportunity. All right. I love what's happening with a lot of our students already. I know Angela is very, very excited about this. We already have students that are getting client engagements. Here's Greg Granger, one of our students. Looks like I have my first client, a local restaurant that I frequent every Saturday at noon. Once a fan page done up, I'm so jazzed. I know Greg's moving forward with that. Vivian Fitzgerald, who's up in Canada, she just confirmed with a local restaurant for a revamp on his page. She says he was asking me all kinds of questions like I was an expert. Feels good to be able to help him. I know Vivian is moving forward with actually I think she's got even more than that client that she's moving forward. And remember, these people haven't even been certified. They just have gone out and begun to set appointments and starting to talk to people in their local area. Here's Charles Nathan. Charles set up meetings, okay, and this was actually, I think, after about the first week of training, he set up meetings with 3 potential clients, 1 real estate agent, 2 car detail companies, and I think that he secured at least one of those as a client moving forward. So we're already seeing success with the students that we have in the first wave. You guys would be the second wave of students, but no, it's flat out working. It's flat out working before we even got these people certified. That's the exciting part about what we're doing. So, how can you participate? This is what we've done in creating the program. We've created a one-time $297 fee for the training. We've got a $37 a month. That's called our bench fee. As long as you want to be part of the bench, which also entitles you to the resource library, the weekly coaching calls, our consultation, that's an ongoing $37 a month. That's not charged right away. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, only if you want to be part of the bench. And of course, this includes our 5-week training and our certification, all of our supplemental training materials, the weekly coaching calls, resource library, and of course, most importantly, this gets you priority bench placement. Okay, because we have another option for those of you that just can't afford $297. We've got another option for you, and that option is our 2-payment plan of $157. You still get on the bench. Priority is those people that have come in at the $297, but you still get exactly all of the same benefits, and you can make 2 payments of $157 over the course of two months. Now, because I always like to create some kind of special offer on any time that I do a webinar, I've done that again with this. And the special offer is this. Number one, Angela created, and she's had this, it's a terrific ebook, 5 Easy Steps to 25 Leads Per Day. It's a terrific, she sells this all the time for $29.97. I like to say it's $30. She sells it all the time for that. We're going to throw that in as one of the bonuses. So if you go ahead and purchase because of the webinar, if you go ahead and get in our training program, we're going to throw in that. We're going to send that to you absolutely free of charge, just as a bonus. Here's the really exciting bonus. This is the one I want you to pay attention to. Okay, for webinar participants only, you can pay $257 one-time fee, no monthly fee, and you could be part of the bench. $257 one time, no monthly fee. You're on the bench. You can participate in our client opportunities. This bonus is going to be around for about the next probably 24 to 36 hours. I would take advantage of it straight away. You all may already have our website, but it's small. I want you to write this down, okay? Because I want you to be able to go to this website after the fact. We're going to have this recording up as well by tomorrow morning. But smallbizsocial.co, not .com, it's .co/WordPress. Okay, smallbizsocial.co/WordPress. This is a tremendous opportunity that you can take advantage of. The demand for social media managers is amazing. We're providing you hands-on training. We're providing you with potential client opportunities. I just don't know of any other opportunity out there like this. I really don't. I know that there are a number of other social media courses. Most of those courses are more expensive than what we have, and frankly, they don't cover the ground that we cover. I've actually bought a couple of them to see what's in them. And I can tell you that we cover a lot more ground than they do, and we do it for less. And we're providing client opportunities. And why are we providing client opportunities? Frankly, because we need people that we can trust, that we've trained, that we can work with. Okay? So, this is the opportunity. Please take advantage of this opportunity. I want to see you guys on the inside. I want to see you part of what we're doing here. I want to share in our client opportunities. This is red hot right now, and it will be for the foreseeable future. As long as social media is going to be around, as long as it's part of the online business marketing world, and frankly, I can't see when that's ever not going to be. There is going to be a huge demand for social media managers. Take advantage of it, folks. Go there. If you have any questions at all of Angela or myself, make sure that I know that some of you have already put those questions out there. Angela and I will get to those questions. They're actually recorded, so we'll be able to go back and run a report and see who asked the questions so we can get back to you on those questions individually. I don't want to take the time right now to answer those questions as part of this. But Angela and I both will get to those questions. But please, take advantage of this opportunity. Tremendous opportunity. I'm super excited for you guys. I'm super excited that we had to open this up again for another class. I did not expect to do this, frankly. And so opening this up to another class is so exciting because of the opportunity that we've created in bringing these clients on board. So go out there. Go to smallbizsocial.co/WordPress. Take advantage of this special bonus offer that we have right now that's going to be good for the next 24, no more than 36 hours. Come on board with us. Look forward to seeing you on the inside. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. Really appreciate your time tonight. The recording will be up in the morning, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the inside. Good night, everybody.